Hello, everyone. I'm Adam with D&D Beyond. Thank you for joining me for this week's development update and community Q&A session. We've got some exciting news today, and we will leave as much time for questions as possible. Latest updates. We've got a data update now, so it's been a little while since we've looked at class and subclass distribution on D&D Beyond. And we've got, I don't even know how many millions of characters now. It's, probably in the high 30s, I think, at this point. So lots and lots of characters. So we'll take a look at how people are choosing their classes upcoming, and then the aforementioned questions. If you have a question, ask it in chat right now with question in front of it, and some magic spell casting ritual will capture that, and I will get to as many of them as I can at the end of our session today. Latest updates. Unearthed Arcana came out with some new feats this week, and some of them involve cooking, which is delicious, and some of them allow you to actually do a rapier, dagger wielding swashbuckler like you should have been able to from the beginning, and some of them let you choose more warlock invocations, which has been very, very requested for a long time. We are going to be working on getting those in place by Monday is the target. Again, things could go wrong, but Monday is the current target for that, like we always do with Unearthed Arcana content. And I will just call out that some of them are, all of them are going to have their text. All of them are going to be things that you can select for your characters. Some of the intricate features of those feats might not be fully implemented yet, because we're reacting to those at the same time you are. And we do not want to impact our current work on class feature variants or any of the other important big rocks that we're moving. So we're going to cover what we can with our current systems. And over time, as those feats are proven out, if they become a part of a published product, then naturally we will fully support them. But ultimately, things like the loading property being removed from a firearm, that's not going to happen right out of the gate, but you will be able to select the feat. You will be able to see that in the text, and hopefully you can resolve that at the table with your dungeon master as that's going on. So those are targeted for Monday. The player tools mobile app, we do have spell and gear and those kinds of descriptions going in today, probably. We're waiting on the App Store review cycles, but hopefully everything is going to be in place before your play sessions this weekend. So keep that in mind, and keep an eye out for updates to the app where spell and gear descriptions are going to be added. And then class feature variants that I mentioned, extended spell list, are the first part of this. The team is working really hard to get this in place. This has been a long road to figure out exactly how this needs to be implemented, but we're really, really happy with the way that that is going, because this is going to set us up really, really well for the future, and allow things like Dragonmark spells, guild spells from Ravnica, and so on to be fully supported, in addition to the eventual replacements and enhancements. We're doing it the right way, in other words, is what I'm trying to say here. So hopefully it's not going to cause us those problems that we could have really fallen into the pits with if we had gone other directions and kind of just quickly got this out before. So we are in the middle of all of that work. Got a little bit of sad news here for me personally. We are bidding a farewell to our Beyond Heroes stream. This has been a couple of years that we've been playing with everybody on the stream, and Briv Steelmarrow and all of the other characters for this. It's been a real joy. I appreciate everyone who has watched out there, all the amazing fan art and everything else. We really do thank you for the fun, and alas, good things have to come to an end, and it was time for this to be the case. We've got a lot of bandwidth concerns from the team, and so we've got some other exciting projects that we haven't talked about yet, that are in development, and so it was the timing was right for this to end. But I do want to call out that Jen and Hope and their characters, Penelope and Alinger, will be joining Silver and Steel now. So we are going to keep Silver and Steel and put all the focus and effort and energy into that as we prepare the way and provide some bandwidth for some of the other things that we'll share more news about here in the next few months. But yeah, it's bittersweet. Was a great time. Personally, I had to clear the tracks for some of the other things that I have to do going on. And don't worry, Briv Steelmarrow will show up in other shows or other capacities in the future. Certainly not done playing him because I have way too much fun doing so. But yeah, we're gonna have to say farewell. And again, thanks so much for all the support over the last couple of years. It really has been a very fun ride. And on a more fun note, which is we do have a new dice set pack, and this is called the Blacksmith dice pack. And we're going to see if this all works. I hope it does. So we're going to see if you go to My Dice, you can select this new set of dice now. Played this character Dalco in a stream the other day. So let's see what these dice are doing. This is going to be fun. All right. So the Blacksmith dice are metal dice. So you can see these metal dice. And of course, it's just immediately going to the corners of my screen where you can't see it very well. All right. So there we go. We've got these metal dice that are now coming. Now, these metal dice are actually based on, and part of the reason it might be going to the corner of my screen is we do have some updated physics for the metal dice. So they are going to be heavier. They are going to come to rest quicker, just like normal metal dice would do. And so this is a pretty exciting thing. But these dice are also, this is an important thing to call out. They are based on the different currencies in the game. So Electrum, if you did not know this, is a real mineral out there. If mineral's the right word, I'm not a geologist. But ultimately, these are based on the different currencies that we have in the game. We have Damascus steel or gold or whatever that thing's called, the thing with the swirls in it. So yeah, all kinds of new options that are metal, and you're going to be able to roll those. So you can pick that up. If you can't pick it up right this second, it's going to be any second. So you can check that out in the marketplace. But we'll go back and roll this gold looking die here and see what happens. A 7, lucky number 7, which is actually not very lucky on a D20 at all. So yeah, these are they have sounds with them. The sound's probably not coming through because I probably didn't check that box when I was doing it, but they sound like metal clanging onto the screen. And so this is a great way to roll some metal dice without breaking your table or breaking things on your table. So give these a try today. Really excited to start seeing more and more dice sets. There are many more that will be coming your way in the coming weeks and months. All right, let's go through a data update. Subclasses by class. So this is all the characters that we have on D&D Beyond. We are just looking at single class characters here, so that's an important distinction. We've talked before, sometimes if we, for instance, if we added multi-class characters back into this, Warlock is going to be a little higher in representation because many people take a little Warlock dip every now and then. They sign their soul over to some entity and take a little, they dabble in the warlocking. But yeah, so these are single class characters. And as you can see with at the actual class name line there, that is the percentage overall that composes that class. So you can see from this that fighter is the most played class. That has always been the case. I've said this many times as we've shared this data. It's been almost a year since we've shared this data, actually. So we wanted to do an update, but fighter continues to be at the top, and it likely always will be. You've got rogues that are coming in next at 11%. And then let's see, yeah, so warlocks at 9%. And you see that cleric and wizard are both at 8%. And if we were going a few decimal places over, cleric is going to be more than wizard. So a lot of people try to look at that top four to kind of see, you know, what that ideal party would be. So then fighter, rogue, warlock, cleric. And the interesting tidbit here is on characters played on D&D Beyond, we're seeing that that classic mage role that if you're, you know, thinking back to the early days of fighter and thief and cleric and mage, you know, or wizard, warlock is actually kind of filling that mage role, you know, in that top four D&D Beyond characters. You'll also note that with all of the subclasses, these are the distributions of the subclasses within each individual class. You will note that the SRD or basic rules versions of those subclasses are in, I think, every single case, the most played. Yeah, every single case are the most played. And, you know, truthfully, that is kind of to be expected, first of all, because they have been available from the very, very beginning. But also, there is, you know, something to the concept of them being the basic thing, and free accounts can also use them. But again, this is trying to just give a picture of who is playing what on D&D Beyond, and this is the distribution that you see. So talking through any potential surprises, I think that Druid, it's interesting to me anyway to see Circle of the Shepherd kind of jumping up into that third spot pretty strongly there. You've got the Path of the Zealot has emerged for the Barbarian, and that one's kind of interesting to me. I kind of would have guessed that the is it called Path of the Storm? I want to say that it's got storm in the name. I can't remember if that's the full name or not. But you know, if you had asked me to guess this, I would have said that Path of the Storm would have been in that third spot. But I see that Zealot is there. People like dying and being able to be brought back to life very easily. And then on Bard, Whispers and Glamour have actually overtaken Valor at this point in time. And so yeah, this is what we're looking at with Paladin, with all the classes. Paladins are exactly as I would have guessed those, although I prefer Ancients over Vengeance or Devotion. This is what I would have guessed. Let's see, any other surprises? Yeah, of course, we see the Hexblade is pretty popular, but truthfully, the Fiend is still, you know, massively more popular because it's been available from the beginning and free accounts have access to it. But these are the kinds of characters and classes that are being played on D&D Beyond. Oh, I'm forgetting Artificer down here. So they added a 13th class and really, really messed up our flow of you know, 4 columns of 3 here. But on the Artificer, 1% of characters on D&D Beyond are Artificers at this point. So naturally, there it's a very new base class. This is also not counting any Unearthed Arcana version of that class. So it might be slightly higher if we were doing that, but we don't count the playtest content in this. But Artillerist is the most popular that is emerging for Artificer at this point, and Battlesmith is slightly behind Alchemist. I would have guessed Battlesmith was the top one because I thought, based on everyone shouting on the internet about what they play, that Battlesmith seemed like it would have been the top, but on D&D Beyond character play, it is not at this point. All right, upcoming Avre Discord bot token generation. We talked about this last time. That is in our crosshairs. Combat Tracker, we're looking to do more with that in the back half of the year. The Player Tools mobile app, we do have digital dice rolling as something that we're targeting. hopefully for the back half of this year. We also are putting in equipping and unequipping your gear within the app as well. That's kind of the next step after some of these descriptions go live in the next day or two.